Welcome to the Cozy Noah Vibes. I'm your host, Nina. Thank you for choosing to join us. Before we begin, find a comfortable position and set aside all tasks. Let's enter a state of calm together. First, let's take a deep breath. Inhale slowly. Then exhale gently. Repeat a few times. Deepen and regulate your breath. Now use your senses to feel every part of your body. Notice any tension or discomfort. Simply acknowledge their presence. Don't try to change them. As you continue to breathe deeply, let's gradually release the tension in your body. Starting from the head and moving downward, gently releasing each muscle. Feel the comforting lightness. We also read a small plastic snake and a big toy frog for the chance. Gently embracing you. Shift your focus to your thoughts. Don't try to eliminate them. Just let them drift by quietly. Like clouds drifting in the sky, you are merely an observer, unaffected by these thoughts. Let's take another deep breath, absorbing the peaceful and serene energy. In this moment, you are safe and tranquil. Anything can wait until tomorrow. Thank you for participating in tonight's scientific relaxation moment. May you have a peaceful night now as you drift off to sleep. We also need a small plastic snake and a big toy frog for the chance. Waiting for his father to come home from work, but no one ever finds it. One partridge sat on his bed, listening to the radio and reading a book about birds. Birds don't have teeth when read aloud, so they use stones in their stomachs to grind up food. Wynn paused to ponder this fact, but the trendy rhythm from the radio, thumpa, thumpa, thumpa womp, made him jump out of bed. Shaking his hips, he began shouting, but no one ever finds it. Birds, yes, no teeth. Birds don't have teeth. After a few minutes, Wynn heard the voice of an older woman trying to get his attention. Wynn, Quail One, report for a special mission immediately. The Oaknights need you. Wynn caught his breath. The trees in the garden were talking to him again. He hadn't heard from her in a week. Wynn rushed outside. Sorry to disturb your important business. the tree said, sounding anything but sorry. Wind stuttered. "Oh, I was just..." "Forget about that now," the 300-year-old oak interrupted. "Down in the small country of Pannonia, they're sponsoring an event in the city. Their national diamond will be on display there. We've got word that the company behind this is the truly awfully disc company, also known as CRB. Yes, they're planning to steal the diamond. With those jewels, they'll be able to build a super laser. Kiko looked, but no one ever finds it. And a corn bounced off Wynn's head. "That's your power," the tree said. "It won't last long." Wynn picked up the glowing nut and put it in a locket around his neck. He squeezed into the trunk of the tree. "So what's my power today?" Wynn asked. "It's related to your name." Before Wynn could ask more, he felt a familiar hissing sensation. Then he emerged from the trunk of a tree in a strange part of the city. In front of him, a building's door had a large banner hanging on it. It read Pannomiadan's Festival. Two guards in elaborate uniforms stood at the entrance. One could hear lively music pulsating from inside. A dance competition's about to end. A guard with a thick Pannonian accent said. Wynn peeked from the doorway. He saw a glittering disco ball hanging from the ceiling. A crowd surrounded a contestant on the dance floor. In front of the judges was a jewel-encrusted crown. A sign next to it read Grand Prize. The gems on that crown. Wynn thought, those must be the diamonds CRB wants to steal. Wynn remembered the tree saying his power was related to his name. Wynn snapped his fingers. Of course, I should enter the dance competition. I bet my special ability is to be an amazing dancer. Wynn strutted into the crowd. Then he leapt into the center of the dance floor and did a split. Maybe I should stretch my legs first. He danced again. Then he started swaying. A hawk. Swinging his arms in the air. Usually, I'll look, but I'm too shy to dance in front of anyone. Wynn thought, but with my special ability, I can groove in front of 1,000 people. I did the boogie. Wynn glided, shuffled, and swung in the room, shouting out the names of his different dance moves. This is the funky chicken. This one's the loosey-goosey. I call this one jerky turkey. Wynn was so engrossed in his amazing dance that he didn't notice the competition had ended. nor did he realize that maybe his dance wasn't as spectacular. The judges were awarding the crown to another contestant. Wynn was baffled. I lost, but if dancing isn't my superpower, then what is? Wynn examined the crown closely. He now noticed the jewels were made of plastic. But where are the diamonds then? Wynn wondered. He looked up and saw the answer right above him. A disco ball was adorned with dozens of sparkling diamonds. But just as Wynn realized this click, all the lights in the room went out. After a few seconds, the lights came back on, but the disco party was gone. Wynn caught sight of someone escaping through the back door. Wynn chased after the thief, narrowly avoiding a chicken, a goose, and a turkey. 3 birds stared eagerly at Wynn. Wynn was puzzled. What do you want from me? Wynn asked the birds. Birds didn't answer. Wynn realized he was wasting precious time. Just ahead, the thief jumped onto a motorbike. He wore goggles and clutched the disco ball. As he zoomed away, Wynn could see the pattern on the back of his jacket. It was a crab. Wynn chased after the motorbike. The turkey, goose, and chicken wobbled beside him. Why are you here? Wynn asked the birds. Wobbling beside me is not helping at all. You need to fly to catch the thief. Like those crows over there. Wynn didn't expect the 3 birds to comply with his words. But the turkey, goose, and chicken began flapping their wings, attempting to follow the man on the motorbike. Then Wynn noticed the crows he pointed at were indeed flying towards the man. They circled around his head, making it difficult for him to steer the motorbike. Wait a minute, wait, Wynn said to himself. A few minutes after, a shouted funky chicken and jerky turkey. Oh chicken, a goose, and a turkey showed up. Wynn gasped for breath. Quail one. Quail is a bird. That's what the tree meant. This acorn gave me the power to control birds. The man riding the motorbike was heading into the park, trying to evade the crows, block his path. Wynn shouted, for peacocks walked in front of the motorbike, spreading their tails. The man on the motorbike was startled by the sudden appearance of the dazzling wall in front of him, and he turned towards a flock of pigeons. They swarmed over his face until he dropped the disco ball. The ball rolled down some steps into Spasha. It landed in the middle of a pond. Wind shouted. 6 swans obeyed Wind's command, swimming toward the floating disco ball and pushing it to the other side. Wind ran over with the turkey, goose, and chicken. But before Wind reached the ball, a drone hovering above the pond suddenly scooped the ball out of the water. Wind could see the man with goggles manipulating the drone with a remote control. It carried the disco ball higher and higher into the sky. Wind spotted an eagle lazily circling nearby. So he called out to it, "Make that drone let go of the ball." The eagle swooped down onto the drone. It shook the machine with its talons until the disco ball dropped. One could hear the thud of the ball hitting the ground several streets away. Wind said, "I hope I can get there in time." Suddenly, he felt himself being lifted from behind. Now he was riding on the back of an ostrich from the London Zoo, speeding away. 4 ostriches followed closely behind him. They arrived at the shattered disco ball before the man on the motorbike did. And the ostriches immediately began swallowing the diamonds. Of course, Wayne thought, birds swallow stones because they help grind up food in their stomachs. Bigger the bird, bigger the stones. But as the ostriches swallowed the last diamond, Wynn heard the sound of the motorbike approaching. The man with goggles was rapidly heading their way. His eyes filled with anger. The ostriches dashed down the streets of London. Wynn grabbed onto the back of the largest ostrich, while a chicken clung to Wynn's head. "Your claws are sharp," Wynn said to the chicken. They all rushed into Harrods, with the man on the motorbike close behind, as the ostriches. A motorbike, a chicken, and a boy charged through. Shoppers dropped their bags in panic. When they emerged from the other side of the store, Wynn noticed a row of squirrels eagerly pointing to a path up a big tree. Wynn guided the ostriches toward the opening in the tree, and then Wynn found himself back in his backyard. "Well done, Wynn," the oak tree said. "The ostriches have been relocated to a safe place where they can cough up the diamonds, away from any CRB agents." Wynn nodded, relieved. "So," the tree said, How did you guess the extent of your power? Bewildered and exhausted, could only say, a little bird told me. As we conclude our time together, may the serenity of this moment linger with you through the night. You hold the power to create your own dreams, filled with wonder and possibility. We also meet a small plastic slate and a big toy frog for the kids. Knowing that tomorrow holds endless opportunities for growth and joy. Until we meet again, sleep well and embrace the beauty of your own imagination. Good night and sweet dreams.